We gotta hear the X-Men intro one last time for this season. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Lawrence Report. Tonight's broadcast, we're discussing episode 10, which is the season finale of X-Men 97. I cannot express to y'all how good this X-Men 97 series has been. In fact, it's kind of like the chef's kiss. That's how good this thing is right here, y'all. I mean, my God, like Bastion, great villain. You know, him and Mr. Sinister, great villains. We got Apocalypse on the way. He's coming. Gambit's coming back as one of the four horsemen. We saw Cyclops on Mega Beams. Tired of people messing up with his family, he said. Charles Xavier, Magneto, back in the day when they was young. You know, Jean Grey, Storm, Wolverine is still healing. Cameos from back in the day, so it lets me know. It makes me wonder, will we get like a Spider-Man 98? Is that down the road? Because Marvel animation right now is hot like fish grease. I'm telling y'all, that thing is hot right now. So Kevin Feige, go ahead and strike gold, man. Go ahead and strike gold. You know what? Bring everybody back. Bring all the 90s Marvel Cinematic Universe cartoons that we was watching growing up. Bring them all back, man. Bring back Fantastic Four, Spider-Man, when Black Panther was in Fantastic Four. Bring them all back. This how hot it is right now. Like, and it's crazy to believe. Some people said, I wasn't one of those people, but some people said Marvel is dead. They're not dead, but they are recalibrating, right? This episode gave me everything I wanted. Everything I wanted. The suspense, the storyline, the musical score, you know, the battles between Magneto, Charles, Cable, his parents, Jean and Cyclops. Everything that I wanted, they gave me this episode. And y'all, I am not ready to let this series go. Oh my God. It was just that good. Like, so much emotion. Everything was at stake. The stakes was high. Everybody, all the characters was there. It was the story. It was everything you wanted. And so much more as a fan of Marvel, as a fan of the X-Men, as a fan of superheroes. This may have been, I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb. And y'all can comment below if y'all want. But this may, in my personal opinion, this is the best adaptation that we have seen of the X-Men. I said it. I said it. I mean, I love X-Men First Class. That was probably my favorite X-Men movie, but I'm sticking to what I just said. This was the best adaptation. Tolerance is Extinction, Part 3. It was everything. I was left speechless. It felt like a movie, and this was the longest episode that we had. I think it was like 42 minutes, but it was, man, it was a thrill ride. Put it like that. It was a thrill ride. Bo DeMayo, you sneaky, man. You are sneaky. You was playing with our emotions. This thing was, like I said, absolutely incredible. Oh, let's get into my thoughts about what I think about the season finale of X-Men 97, episode 10, y'all. The conversation between Magneto and Charles Xavier, you know, those two are going at it in this episode. And Magneto, you know, he cannot let go and get rid of everything that happened to his parents back in the day when his parents was killed, right? And that is what fuels his rage against humanity, right? Because he felt like, yo, why did my parents have to be sacrificed, you know, in those camps? Like, why couldn't it have been somebody else, right? And Charles has always been trying to, you know, they always have like a brother type bond, you know? It's a brother / rivalry type bond. And, you know, even Charles like, listen, I'm going to help you get through this. But, you know, I need you to reverse what you did to the earth. And if you don't do it, I'm going to attack your mind. And that's exactly what he did. You know how Charles be, for the love of God, Magnus. That's how Charles Xavier be. He be like, don't do it, Magnus. I love the character. I mean, not the character, but the actor that is voicing the character of Charles Xavier. He absolutely bodies his role. But yeah, Bastion. Oh my God, we gotta talk about Bastion. This dude went crazy, crazy powerful. The asteroids getting ready to come to the Earth. Bastion ends up, these Sentinels, he's making them stronger, and he ends up ripping off Cable's arm. That was insane. So he's now transformed to something even bigger, right? And basically, all the X-Men are captured, except for one, maybe two, which was Jean Grey and Cable, right? But Cable can't do nothing because his arm is gone, right? The Phoenix arises. The Phoenix comes in and help save the day. Shout out to the one and only Jean Grey herself. That man Cyclops came through in the clutch with those Omega beams. Did y'all see that? Cyclops was like, listen, I'm tired of you hurting my family. He screamed that out loud. Like, I felt his pain, right? Because we know, Bastion has been a thorn in these X-Men side for a long time, right? And not to mention, he's hurt Cable as well, who is, you know, um, his son, I mean, his father is Cyclops, right? So those Omega beams came out. Man. I see you, Scott Summers. I see you, brother. Woo, we gotta get to my girl Rogue. When she went at Bastion, she said, listen, his name was Gambit. Remember it. She came through that slow motion right there. That's all I need to see from Rogue. That was all I need to see. She gave that guy Bastion a Muhammad Ali sucker punch. Like, yo, you was behind all of this right here. You caused my love interest, Gambit, to pass away and die. I got something for you. And also, I'm glad she did that because I did not like the way Bastion handled Storm. When he had her by her neck, yeah, I was getting ready to jump through the TV myself. Like, you better get your hands off my Storm, Bastion. But yeah, Bastion got handled. And we know there was a big battle that was ensuing because, of the asteroid, of the power core, that he was getting ready to just let all hell loose. But the battle continued, and we know that, various people helped stop this. All the X-Men, in Sunspot, he played a crucial role. And Bastion tried to play Jubilee, right? He was like, well, what are your little fireworks, powers are going to do? And I kind of thought it was funny because her powers do remind me of fireworks. I hate to say it. But yeah, Bastion is no joke, but he is stopped. Now, we saw that, President Kelly, while this battle is going on with Asteroid M, he is torn, right? Because he's waited long enough for the X-Men to do their thing, right? But he's having a meeting with very high-ranking political officials, right? Including King T'Chaka. He's like, yo, paraphrasing, he's like, if you decide to do this right here, it's not going to be the best. That's basically what T'Chaka is saying. But Captain America is kind of like giving him the A-OK to go through it with these Magneto protocols, right? He does end up launching it, and oh man, it was hell on Earth, well, hell in space, basically, whenever they launched it. Because Cyclops is like, listen, I'm tired of fighting the future, right? He tells Bastion that, Charles Xavier, he did go to your mother's house. Like, he did visit you. He wanted you to be one of us. But Bastion ain't trying to hear that. And he's like, yeah, I'm sorry, y'all. I'm still going to be me. Y'all on your own. And we see that asteroid is coming to the Earth. We see Forge. We've got Beast there. They're trying to figure it out. But it's coming crashing down hard. And it's not going to be pretty because we know that actually all the X-Men who happened to be in space during that time, they all got snatched away. They all got sent to different places on the Earth when it came to the asteroid. We absolutely love how, Magneto and Charles was talking, and Charles is trying to give Magneto that encouragement to remember who he is, what he stands for, right? And he does come to life. And he says, Magneto lives. That was dope in itself right there. And he's basically helping the X-Men to get this asteroid away from Earth. You know, they're trying to do the best that they can, but unfortunately, it doesn't happen like that because, you know, the asteroid is just too much to handle. We see Storm breaking a sweat, Beast is breaking a sweat. It is tough. Like, it is tough. And they end up getting snatched out, basically, right? They end up getting some X-Men end up going to ancient Egypt, where we end up seeing a young Apocalypse. And then we see Jean Grey and Cyclops. They are further along in the future. And then at the very end, we see the big bad that's coming for the next season, which is Apocalypse. Apocalypse is coming, and he has his card, right? The card, you know what the card stands for, it means Gambit, right? So he is about to recruit or resurrect Gambit basically to become one of his four horsemen. So yeah, that that is the conclusion of X-Men 97 season 1. Man, what what a thrill ride, y'all. What a thrill ride. Like, yeah, yeah. I just had needed a minute to reflect on this show. So good. Man, Apocalypse is coming. I forgot to mention this part right here. You know, now that some of the X-Men are scattered throughout the universe and it was basically Apocalypse, right? We see Forge here. He's at this board and he's basically counting to see how many X-Men that are currently left. And Bishops comes in, right? So him and Bishop, I believe, are basically going to be teaming up to reform a different version when it comes to the X-Men. You know, Bishop kind of gave some hints that he kind of know what happened. So I could see him being a big focal point going into next season because I believe he was gone for like what 7 episodes and he just came back now from the future. We know he ended up dropping Cable off or whatever, but he was gone a long time. But that's my thoughts of X-Men 97. Incredible, speechless, which is rare for me. Loved it. X-Men fans, we eating, baby. We are eating. Comment below, share your thoughts on X-Men 97. And as always, thank you for tuning in to The Lawrence Report.